Welcome. Now let's move to the third stanza. Both that morning equally lay. In leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Now what does the poet mean by this? We already said that the poet had taken the second road, and we already discussed that repeatedly the poet is telling that both the roads on that morning were looking almost same. Very slight difference were there. So what was the poet's decision? He had taken the second road, but at the same time he was also thinking that since he wanted to explore both the roads. That's what we said in the beginning of the poem, that he was standing there doubtful. He wanted to travel both the roads. So since he wanted to travel on both the roads, he had a thought in his mind that he would presently move on to the second road, and later on he would come back and go to the first road and explore the first road also. So that was the decision that he had taken while moving on to the second road. So what was the decision that he had, or what was the thought that he had in his mind? He had decided that he would travel by the second road, but he also had a plan that after traveling and going and understanding what is in the second road, he would come back and then go to the first road and travel and explore the first road. So that was the plan that he had in his mind. But as the poet is moving on his journey in the path of the second road, as he is moving on, he also tells that his practical mind or his sensible mind also tells him that it is impossible for him to come back and travel by the first road. Why is it impossible for him to come back and travel by the first road? Let's take an example. Like for example, you have decided to travel by car from Thrissur to Trivandrum. When you travel, you reach an intersection and there is a road which is, one is a long route and the other is a short route. Now you are confused which is long route and which is short route. Now you take one road and you are traveling by that road. By the time you finished Ernakulam district, you realize that you have taken the longer route. Okay, the other road was the shorter route. Now you wanted to take the shorter route. Now what will you do? Would you come back all the way from Ernakulam to Thrissur and then go by the shorter route? It is impossible. It is not practically possible because you have already traveled many kilometers away and you have already crossed a district. So it is practically impossible for you to come back and move to the first road. So what would your decision be at that point? You would try to find some connecting roads over there which would lead you easier to Trivandrum. Yes, that's what we would do. We would just go and search. Maybe we will do a Google map search over there, or we might ask the people around, which is a shorter route to Trivandrum, and then from there you will connect roads to roads to reach Trivandrum. So that is how, because you have started a journey now without reaching the destination, we wouldn't come back. So that is what we people normally practically do. So similar way, the poet is also saying that once you start by a journey, the road leads to another road. Why does the poet feel that he would never come back to the first road? Because he knows that once he starts traveling, one way leads to another. One road leads to another. You will take some connecting roads to reach your destination. Reaching the destination is more important for us. So we would find some connecting roads to reach our destination. So that is what he means by the line, yet knowing that how way leads on to another. Way leads on to another means one road is connecting to another connecting road. And I doubted I should ever come back. So the poet also had a doubt in his mind that once he starts the journey towards the second road, or while he is traveling in the second road, he also has a doubt that whether he would at all come back and explore the first road, even though he has a desire in his heart, even though he has got a plan in his mind to travel by the first road some other time later in his life. He also has a doubt in his mind whether he would be able to travel by that road. Why is he having that doubt? Because his practical, sensible mind tells him that once you start a journey, to reach your destination, you would be always using some other connecting roads. You would never come back and go through the first road. So that is what the third stanza is explaining. Now, as I said, how we are connecting it with the life situations. So how does it connect with the life situation? We were speaking about the decisions taken in life. So once you take a decision in your life, for example, you decide to become a dancer or a singer in your life. You had an option to become a doctor or an engineer, but you opted to become a singer or a dancer in your life. Now you have finished your plus 2, you have finished your degree close courses, you have finished your post-graduation, you have started working as a dancer or a singer. Now so many years have passed from your life. When you start searching for a profession, when you start building your career, you realize that you are not getting ample amount of opportunities. You are unable to establish yourself as a professional singer or a dancer. Now at this point, is it possible for you to come back and pursue your studies in engineering or in becoming a doctor after 7 or 8 years of studying dance and music? Practically it is not possible, because your age is also getting over. At that time you are of a younger age. Now 7 or 6 years have passed. You are almost in your 30s. Now at the age of 30s, it is practically not possible for you to go back and do your engineering classes or your classes for becoming the doctor. So what do you do at that point? You are going to find some other sources for achieving your goal. What would that sources be? It would be either start a dance school or start a music classes, give tuitions for dancing or music from your house, like that. Join some clubs, some dance clubs or music clubs or hotels where you can sing and dance. So these kinds of other opportunities you might look for establishing yourself as a singer or a dancer. If you cannot find opportunity as a professional singer or a dancer. So that is what the poet is explaining to us. Once you have taken a decision and start moving forth with the decision, it is impossible for us to change that decision and come back to that previous choice.